Sprites of Miracle is the most broken pack Master Duel has ever introduced. So now I'm gonna go over all the cards you want to be crafting from this pack and the stuff you want to stay away from when it comes to the more competitive side of Master Duel. As you can see, I'm sick as fuck because I came back from the Vanguard World Championship, then I went to Vegas, then I went to YCS Lyon, and after so much travel, yeah, your boy's dead. But that doesn't mean we're not fucking going to give you, you know, all the good info. So, Sprite Elf. This card in Sprite is usually a 2 or 3 off. Now, in non-Sprite decks, you will probably still play this card, even if there's like any level 2s in the deck. We notice this card just popping off tier, in Sprite, in pile decks. Like, this card is crazy. I'll be showing you some crazy stuff on this channel as well. So, you don't play Sprite, you're probably going to be making 1. You do play Sprite, you're going to be making 2 or 3. Exo Sister Magnifica, this is only if you play Exo Sister. This is a pretty important card in there though, but otherwise you don't touch this. This thing is not generic. Sprite Elf is generic. Then we have Gigantic Sprite. In a Sprite deck, this is a 2 off. In a non-Sprite deck, if you have any like level 2 shenanigans in like a bigger deck, it might be a 1 off, but usually not. You know, Sprite Elf is much more splashable than Gigantic Sprite. But even so, we did see Gigantic Sprite being played in tier limits and so forth later on. It's not yet in the game, but you know, Gigantic Sprite, you might end up crafting one in the future. But again though, if you're playing Sprite, it's probably a 2 off. Livestream Dragon, nah. Psychic and Punisher, good in Punk Therion. Otherwise, you don't really touch this. This is a crazy card though. Like, but it's a 1 off, so you only craft 1. A Power Tool, nah, not really. Then we have the Elemental Heroes. If you're an Elemental Hero fan, sure, but like, nah, these are kind of like the uncompetitive cards in this pack. Then we have Deer Note. This is a 1 off in the piles that incorporate a Punk engine. They will be playing like 3 Emergency Teleport, or well, I guess in the game it's 2. Then 2 or 3 Xiamin, 1 Deer Note, 1 or 2 Foxy Tune, 0 or 1 Ogre Dance. But yeah, definitely a 1 off in that. In the bigger Punk deck though, like a pure Punk deck, we sometimes saw this being played at 2, but sometimes also 1. So it's a 1 or 2 off. Then Sprite Blue, this is an easy 3 off in a Sprite deck, no questions asked. Exo Sister Marta, this is a 3 off in an Exo Sister deck, no questions asked. This is like the only reason Exo Sister was good. Then we have Elemental Hero Neos. I mean, are we really talking about this? 2 Sprite Starter, this is an easy 3 off, but it's limited to 2, so it's a 2 off now. Jam Dragon Drive, 1 or 2. Morphtronic Earphone, 0. Punk Xiamin, 2 or 3. Exo Sister Stella, 3 in Exo Sister. Sprite Jet, 2 or 3. In a pure Sprite deck, it's definitely 3 though. All of these Elemental Hero cards are kind of whatever. Then we have Punk Jam Extreme Session. Punk can search this, so it's usually gonna be a 1 off, but if you wanna play more, so you can like hard open it, you might play 2. And then Morphtronic cards, Neos card. Oh, Exo Sister Returnia is important though. You'll be playing that. So that is basically your crafting guide for this pack. Let me quickly just show you what that looks like in the deck as well. So I was really unlucky. I didn't pull a single Sprite Blue, but that card is so crucial that I'll have to, you know, get one anyway. So I'm gonna dismantle one of my Sprite Elves because I have too many. Now that gives me 90 UR material, so I will be making 3 Sprite Blue because it's like the most important Sprite. Man, looking at these fucking pull rates, I almost want to think that they decreased like pull rate on Sprite Blue. That's just like me being a conspiracy theorist though. So boom, I have 1 UR material left and we put in our 3 Sprite Blue. So this is your minimal Sprite package inside a Sprite deck. Now, some people have also played 2 red closer to the release of the deck, but then afterwards they started giving up on that. And some people also played 1 Pixies because Pixies can do some shenanigans, and if you just want more Sprite extenders, that's pretty decent. But you know, if you want to keep it like clean, this is usually what you want to be playing with Sprite. Now, there's also Gamma Burst, and basically Gamma Burst, the only time we saw it being good was together with Dimension Shifter. Basically, Dimension Shifter was the way to beat tier, and so Dimension Shifter combined with Gamma Burst was a way to OTK them without needing your own graveyard. Beyond that, we didn't really see Gamma Burst with a lot of play in the TCG. Now, as for the Punks, this is like the small engine you can play. Some would even argue you cut 1 Xiamin because you only need the 2, at least in like a 3-axis type of deck. But now that we only have 2 teleport, it might be wise to play the 3 Xiamin. So like, if you're a Punk player, you know this, but just 1 Deer Note is enough to play like a tiny engine. However, you can play a bigger engine as well, and at that point, you might be playing like a Shirakusai together with the Fusion. You might play an Ogre Dance. You might play like a higher count of Foxy Tunes. You might even play like something like this together with the Trap You Can Search. If you want to incorporate some draws from the field spell, you might play like 1 of the Spell Searcher and then 1 of the field spell. Definitely need the Punk Fusion in here as well. So like 1 of this. That would be like a bigger Punk engine. And then of course you can also just play the deck pure, but we'll be doing deck profiles on all of that on this channel. That was the crafting guide. This pack is absolutely crazy. I still think Sprite Runic is going to be insane. But hey, we'll figure it out. Hope you found this interesting. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you soon. Ciao.